Hello all, and welcome to Pacific Profiles, women-owned spotlights from WBEC-Pacific. These spotlights shine the light on a member of the WBEC-Pacific community, the certifying body of WBEC women-owned certification in Alaska, Northern California, Idaho, Montana, Oregon, and Washington State. For more information on our services for women-owned businesses, visit WBEC-Pacific.org or follow the link in the description. My name is David Lang, and I'm the Marketing and Communications Manager at WBEC-Pacific. Joining us today is Vaneese Johnson, President and Founder of On the Move Careers. Welcome, and thank you for being a part of the series.
Hi, I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. Tell us about yourself and your business. What inspired you to start and get into your industry, and how long have you been WBEC certified for?
So, On the Move Careers is a performance coaching and consulting firm. We focus in the area of transportation, logistics, corporations, and small businesses. And I've been in business now for 30 years. And what inspired me to become certified is because I think it's really important to be connected to the right resources that can support your business growth. I think it's important to be connected to the right organization and its constituents that can help you with technical assistance, but that also can provide you with a community and a camaraderie to support you in your growth so that you're not isolated.
Yeah, gotcha. And then how long did you say you've been WBEC certified for?
Wow, I've been certified going into my fourth year.
Awesome, awesome. What is the biggest challenge you have faced as a woman-owned business, and how have you overcome it?
There's so many. So I'm going to narrow it down. I think the first challenge is isolation. I think that happens to businesses in general, but I also think that it happens more to women entrepreneurs because most times, the women are kind of tethered to their homes sometimes, with kids and with family members. And so there's a lot going on. So isolation was one of the first challenges. The second thing is community. It's really connecting with other like-minded women entrepreneurs that are not only in their homes running their business, but also outside of their homes. So having that connection and camaraderie. The third thing is really exposure to different types of educational development programs. Workshops, series that kind of help to keep you committed, to your business, that also where you can find like-minded, other women entrepreneurs like myself who have similar challenges, but also successes. And the last thing that I would say, one of the challenges are really finding the right type of clients, that are kind of culled together, versus going out all over the place trying to network and find different clients. So WeBank Pacific does offer that opportunity where you can just find, a database of potential customers.
Are there any other ways that you've overcome these struggles, or?
I have in the past overcome some of these challenges, but the journey to overcoming them was really long, David. And I
Mhm,
definitely think that being certified is a way that helped to shorten the journey of the challenge.
gotcha. On the flip side of things, what's a fantastic win you've accomplished as a business owner?
Oh gosh. There have been a lot. I will say the biggest, a couple of the biggest wins, a few of the biggest wins that I've had is number one is that access to education. Some of the technical assistance programs that I've been able to participate in have just been phenomenal. Another one is that my business has been recognized and received an award in a couple of different areas. And it's in due in part because of the service that not only have I benefited from having the certification, but also giving back to others. I think that's really an important win is to not be isolated and holding information, just close to the chest to myself, but also going out there to support other women entrepreneurs and introducing them to different tools and resources and people that they need to be connected to or people that they may want to meet. So that's been a win, on that.
Even if you make it to a certain point by yourself, that's unbelievably impressive, and I don't wanna,
Yes.
undermine that, but you kinda reach a point where you're like, "Now what?" Kinda thing.
Yes.
And these are the
Yeah.
next steps that you take, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because being in that space of, it's so easy to be in a silo. It's so easy to be there and not even recognize that you're there. And you find yourself, and I found myself really kind of being the, I would say, the roadblock, to the next level of success. Because like you're saying, you get to a particular point by yourself and you're like, okay, now what? I want to extend my network beyond where I am. I want to connect with other incredibly smart other women, business owners. I want to connect with other highly intelligent other women business owners. And it's easy to say I can't find anybody. But that's not what happens in this group, in this organization. And it doesn't happen in this membership. It's like now there are women at different tiers. So I find the easier access as I'm growing. If I want to know, how to complete, an RFP, there's someone who's won from submitting a proposal that can actually have coffee with me and talk about their strategy and also to tell me what didn't work in the first several times that they submitted it. So, yeah, so just to have that access and to get out of your own way and get out of your own head is invaluable.
Balancing it all out, what keeps you motivated to run your business and what motivated you to pursue WeBank certification?
I'll say we'll start with the latter question. What motivated me to to pursue the certification? Um, I had heard so many great things about WeBank, so many things about it, and so many positive things. The one thing that I've heard is about the support that was available and the access to other women entrepreneurs. And let me just say this community is so non-pretentious. So it's so easy to talk with women, whether you're certified or not. No one turns you away and says, "Oh, I can't talk to you because you're not certified." Everyone is like, "Oh, welcome, come on in. Sure, come to an event that we have. Just register. It's at low to no cost, to attend." And so that was really, a welcoming opportunity because it was like, wow, you don't have to be certified and they still invite you in anyway. So that helped to motivate me in one sense. The other sense was access to corporate partners. It was like some of these different industry partners are the industries that I'm targeting to serve, bring my products and services to. And so that was really, really important, for me to be able to have direct access. And direct access doesn't mean that you're going in and you're like, oh, hey, nice to meet you, Tom Jones from ABC Company, and ta-da, you got a contract. But what it did give me access to was conversations, with those individuals that may be purchasers of my particular products or services. And so to be able to have those one-on-one conversations and to be able to develop camaraderie over a period of time. On the
Gotcha.
other side, the question you asked was what keeps me motivated? In my business, I mentioned that we do performance consulting and coaching. In that space, we also do succession planning, talent pipeline development, workforce development, and leadership development. And what keeps me motivated is what's possible for people. What's possible to take your career to the next level. What's possible for organizations to be able to put strategies in place that can help develop their workforce. What's possible for an organization when they really want to leverage the legacy of information and talent that's within their organization and they want to put a plan together to help their future leaders to have immediate access to information that can support their growth and also that can help further that organization to the next level. And what motivates me is really being the demonstration, as a leader for those clients that I come in contact with, either their existing or their future ones. And so I look at sharpening my skills all the time so that I can continue to be of service, to be the demonstration of the leader that I am, but also to support people and say, listen, you can do it and be your boldest self as well. So let's get together, let's keep learning and growing, and let's make it happen for you, the individual.
Yeah, I'm looking into reading the next question. I think you've already answered a couple parts of it. Have you seen measurable benefits, such as new WBE partnerships, opportunities to bid, or corporate connections because of having women-owned certification?
Yeah, I've seen all of those. The first one I'll speak to are women partnerships, women-owned business partnerships. Ever since I have been certified, going into my fourth year, I've intentionally looked to work on projects with other women business owners. And it's easier, David, because of the community, because of the certification, and because of the network and the access, in the network. So the last several years, my spend, has been pretty high with specifically women-owned businesses. And it's a no-brainer because some of them are solopreneurs like myself. Some of them have specific services, certifications that are more profession certified certifications that they have. So I look for opportunities to collaborate with them because they help to strengthen my business and market position. Because not only do I market around what the core of what we offer, but when I look at the direction of the future and or what challenges a client might be having, then I go back to the network to see who's certified, in their particular profession that now we could partner and collaborate together. So that's been really great. On the other side with corporations, what's really been great and a good win because of this community is that I've had an opportunity to receive scholarships for continued education. So that is just like, wow, who knew?
Mhm.
Who knew that being in this community, but also having those different corporate connections, that I would get an opportunity, to say, hey, Venice, we have a particular certification program at an international institution. And, here's what is available. Would you be interested in applying for a scholarship? And otherwise, I wouldn't have, number one, had the exposure or the awareness about the scholarship itself. Number two is that I would have personally probably spent thousands upon thousands of dollars to get into a program, without even knowing that a scholarship opportunity was available.
How does your certification differentiate you from your competitors?
It definitely kind of what's the word I want to say? It definitely gives you a leg up on the competition because the certification really is about meeting certain criteria. And it's almost like the certification vets us as the business owner. So that when a corporation is looking for someone with my services and having this certification really says to them that I've been vetted and
Hmm.
that I am actually who I say I am. I have the credentials that I say that I have. I have the expertise and experience that I say that I have. I also fit some of the next codes, that they are looking for. And being in this database just helps to narrow it down and gives them a tighter selection.
Has being a part of the Webeck Pacific community grown your connections with other women-owned businesses? I know you definitely answered this one already, but if you'd like to
Yeah.
circle back a little bit.
Yeah, it has because when we have, so the other, I want to go back to people that I know. Every time I see them, we get to build on and bond deeper on the connection. Because sometimes you can go to events and you see people and you meet them in passing. But because, Webeck has a lot of local events continually, the calendar is always, full with networking opportunities, industry specific events, gathering opportunities. And so we get to see each other more frequently. And so that helps the frequency of, connecting with each other definitely helps out a lot, to be able to really look at that and to grow that.
Speaking of events, what Webeck Pacific events have you participated in and how they impacted your business or personal development?
Oh, wow. I'll just tell you this. Everyone locally that I get a chance to. So I've been to, oh my gosh, Innovate Her. I've been to the awards gala event that they have. I've been to the annual conference. I've been to specific industry, events. I think one of the ones I went to was an energy, industry event where it had all of the national and energy organizations, big companies there. So it's just been some different ones at different times that I have participated in. But I'll tell you what's really great about it is that you don't have to go to every event because the events that they do have are really rich and engaging. You really get to cherry pick So you don't have to worry that, oh, there's nothing coming up. I haven't seen anything for a long time. And, this isn't benefiting me. But you do get to sign up, to get the notices every week, every month, every week, what's happening on the calendar. And I'm guaranteed that you're guaranteed to find something that really works for your business goals. And whether that's networking, whether that's getting educated, whether that's reading a corporate purchaser, in the room, all of those have benefited. And so I just try to go to different ones as often as possible.
All right, this is it, the last one, the grand finale. Do you have any advice to other women entrepreneurs who are considering WeBank certification or who are already in the process?
So my advice, number one, is get certified. So I think it's really important to get certified. And I've mentioned all of the different type of key points that I've been able to leverage my certification. And if you do nothing else in getting certified, it will take you out of a silo, and it will put you in a community that's active and welcoming. And who doesn't need a community that's active? Who doesn't need a community that's welcoming? And I think that's really important to get certified. For those that are in the process, listen, I understand that you have to gather all of your paperwork and you have to put things in order and you have to go through this checklist. But I really want you to look at that through the lens of validating your business. I mean, where else can you go to really validate your business in a way that matters to a particular, organization within an industry that you want to go do business with? I mean, how many times can you show up without the certification and say to a potential company that, listen, I want to do business with you because you just got to believe me? And they're like, we don't know who you are. Have you been certified? Who has validated your business that you are the owner of your business, that you produce the products and services that you say you do? That you're in the next code that you say you are. So what's your reference? And that's really important to have dot those I's and cross those T's, because once you get certified, you can then put that logo, on your email signature line, which I proudly do. Um, you also can connect with the organization online, different social media platforms. But more, and I won't say more importantly, but as equally important is it's going to shorten the distance between you and an industry organization that you want to be connected to. And it doesn't mean that once you get connected to them, as I mentioned before, that they're going to hand you a contract, but it does put you in direct line of having access to be able to cultivate a connection, with that particular buyer, so that when something does come available, they think of you top of mind. So get your paperwork done. Get your business validated so that you can proudly say that we are who we say we are, and also get it validated so that you're in the database, that you're also in the community and the connections with other like-minded women professionals, that it's hard to develop a network like this on your own. It may take you decades to do, but also for you to be able to grow and scale your business with technical assistance, access, and events and those corporate buyers. So you got to finish up your paperwork. It's valuable for you in the end.
That's all we have for today. Again, thank you, Vaneese, for taking the time to share your story with us today.
You're welcome. Glad to support.
You can learn more about On the Move Careers at their website, otmcareers.com, or follow the link in the description. You can also find them on Instagram and LinkedIn. Take care, everyone. Women's Business Enterprise Council Pacific, or WBEC-Pacific, is a regional partner organization of Women's Business Enterprise National Council, also known as WBEC, the largest and most recognized body of women-owned businesses in the United States. WBEC-Pacific serves women-owned businesses in Alaska, Northern California, Idaho, Montana, Oregon, and Washington State. If you're a certified women-owned business in the WBEC-Pacific network and would like to be featured in Pacific profiles, keep an eye out on your inbox throughout the year for invitations to be featured. Thanks for tuning in.